Hello, student. Hello, student. Can you hear my voice? Okay, let's continue. From here, last class we have experienced two processes in vivo: the absorption and the distribution. We know after the two processes, the drug can move to the target tissue, and then will do the action. Follow this, the drug will be eliminated by our body. So the last two processes will be the elimination. That's the movement or the process to take the drug out of our body. Okay, let's see it. The third process, metabolism, 代谢. Okay, metabolism. First, let's understand several processes of the termination of drug effect. You can see this list. For example, biotransformation. This is the majority termination of drug effect, and excretion, and others like the redistribution, tissue storage, and plasma protein binding. But the major two, especially the first one, is biotransformation. So after the metabolism, after the biotransformation, the drug can be its action can be terminated. So let's see it. Metabolism, he have another name is biotransformation. Biotransformation. It means this transformation not out of our body, it's in our body. In our body. So we call it biotransformation. And the major another name is metabolism. Okay, you can see different from the previous two processes. The definition of metabolism is a little different. What different? Here, metabolism not refers to the movement of drug. It refers to the chemical alteration of a drug in the body. You can see here, not movement. Its alteration refers to the drug chemical. Okay, you can see it occurred in the biologic system. And after metabolism, it will get two major purposes. You can see, first one, about its effect, activities. The activity of drug change. How to change? You can see, it will induce to the termination of drug. Of drug's pharmacological effect. It means after metabolism, most of the drug lose its effect. At least decrease its activities. Okay, you can see here. Okay, the second purpose, the lipid soluble drug can be changed to the water soluble drug. It means the drug's water solubility increase. That is prepare for what? You can see excretion. Because we know the major organ of excretion is kidney, and the first step in the kidney is filtration. I have told you last class when we refer to filtration, It means the aqueous diffusion. Aqueous diffusion. So after metabolism, drugs lipid solubility decrease and change to the water solubility. Yeah, water solubility increase. That can be prepared for excretion. So here I have two major purpose. First one about its effect. Yeah, the drug's effect will decrease. The second one, the lipid solubility of the drug will decrease. Change to the water solubility. So this is a major purpose. Okay, next. This figure also shows the two purpose of metabolism. You can see, yeah, after biotransformation, its chemical exchange, and include and both two purpose like the pK change and another one is PD change. You can see pK change means increase the water solubility, and the PD change means the termination of pharmacological activity. Okay, and this is different name that after the metabolism in biologic system. You can see like endogenous substance after metabolism we call the metabolism, but exogenous maybe we call the biotransformation for drug and the detoxification for toxins like this. It's no matter, but you understand the two purpose. That is okay. Okay, next one. See the sites of metabolism. We know it. The major organ that will do the metabolism is liver. Yeah, liver have many enzyme, and biotransformation is enzyme induced reaction. So liver is a major organ, and other organs like the kidney, lung, intestine, and plasma. Yeah, unless the organ have enzyme, it has ability to metabolism. You know it. So the metabolism, the natural metabolism, this is enzyme induced reaction. We know it. Okay, next one. Possible consequence that about the activity of drugs. You can see that in most cases after metabolism, the active drug can be changed to the inactive metabolism. We called the drug that before metabolism is prototype. Oh, sorry, here is wrong. Type. Prototype. And after metabolism, the product is metabolite. Okay, so in most cases, after metabolism, the activity of metabolite will weaker than the prototype drug. Yeah, prototype drug. You can see here. Okay, say it again. From the active drug change to the inactive metabolite. That's the major of drugs after metabolism, majority. Okay, of course, this is a common situation, but in some exceptions, the activity will change to other form. You can see here, like the active drug can change to the active metabolite. So their activity may be similar, not reduce. Next one, inactive drug will change to the active drug after metabolism. So we called the inactive drug is prodrug. Prodrug. Yeah, we call the inactive drug prodrug. Prodrug. It means the prodrug, you can see, have a weak or nearly have no activity. It must be metabolized to change to the active drug and in the body. So you can see when the metabolism, when the when the activity, when the metabolism is very weak in our body, it cannot get enough active drug form from the prodrug. So we cannot use the prodrug. Yeah, I say it again. When our body have a weak metabolism, like some liver disease, like some kidney disease, we cannot use prodrug because the prodrug cannot change to the active form in our body. Okay, this is the third situation. The last one, from the active drug to change to the toxic metabolite. They have different effect. Yeah, active drug have one effect, and after metabolism, it changes to another toxic metabolism and have other effects. So you can see the possible consequence. We have four results. The majority of drug after metabolism will change to the inactive form. This is in most cases, and others change to the active metabolism and active form like the prodrug and the toxic metabolite. Okay, this is for the possible consequence. Next one, let's see some examples. In most cases, the majority of drug can change from the active form and to the inactive form, like the codeine can change to the morphine. Yeah, and compared to codeine, morphine has a more strong activity, and like the diazepam, change to the oxazepam, like this. And also, we see some examples of prodrug, like the levodopa. Maybe some students will ask me why we need the form of prodrug, why we need the inactive form first in the body and then change to the active form, yeah, by our body. Okay, so actually see some examples to explain that. Levodopa, yeah, it's inactive form, and after enter into the body and penetrate the blood-brain barrier, it can change to the dopamine in the brain. And because dopamine that cannot enter into the brain, so we use a high lipid soluble form, the levodopa, to instead of dopamine. Yeah, firstly, enter into our body and enter into the brain. So this is the purpose. And the levodopa, this is drug to treat a PD disease. PD disease, Parkinson disease. And we know the disease is occurred in the brain, so we need this drug can enter into the brain. So we use the levodopa, this form. Okay, and others maybe will avoid some side effect in the peripheral tissue. And maybe we need the prodrug to first to enter into the body to increase the absorption. So different purpose make us to design the prodrug to do this. Okay, next. This is prodrugs, the definition that inactive before metabolism, and after metabolism will become activated. Yeah, its purpose like the more stable and the desirable for PK properties, and the less side effect and the toxic effect. Okay, after class you can see these examples to understand what's the purpose of project. Okay, next, let's do some review. First one, what are the purpose of biotransformation? Okay, we can instead it as a metabolism. So we also can ask as what are the purpose of metabolism? Purpose. We have two major purpose. Can you answer me? Yeah, very easy. I just finished that. First one, PD. Yeah, the second one, PK purpose. What's them? What are them? Hello, student. Can you answer me about this question? Okay, let's do some. Yeah, let's do some correspondence. Ask it again. You can see the question. What are the purpose of biotransformation? Yeah, you need to answer this one to these two purpose from the PD purpose and the PK purpose. Okay, for PD purpose, about the activities. Yeah, in majority of drug, their activities will decrease after metabolism. So this is PD purpose. And then PK purpose will increase the water solubility of drug. Okay, don't forget that. Next question. What's the possible consequence and you can also say activities of metabolism? A majority of drug, I have said it, decrease the activities. No doubt. Yeah, after metabolism, most of drug will lose its action, lose its effect, and be prefer the excretion. Okay, very good. Okay, next, let's see the type of transformation according to different item. First one, according to the time of change, it can be classified into two types. One is systemic and another one is pre-systemic. And according to the type of change, it have two type also, like the phase 1 and phase 2. This about different change. Yeah, about in the chemical of drug. Next one, according to the organs involved in change. Organs so can be two type also, the haptic and non-haptic. And the last one, according to the cellular site, it can be divided two type. One is microsome and the next one is non-microsome. Yeah, this is all the site is in the cell, the cellular site. Okay, we can explain it one by one. First one about the time, and we have studied the pre-systemic metabolism, that is first pass metabolism, and compared to systemic metabolism, pre-systemic metabolism, the first pass example, eliminate the first pass metabolism, their natural is similar because all them is an enzyme induced reaction, so their natural is same. and same. Different is well, very different. You can see here. I do some mark. Systemic metabolism will occur after the drug reaches the systemic secretion. Okay, this is systemic metabolism. And the pre-systemic this metabolism will occur before it reaches the systemic secretion. Okay, this is just the difference between the systemic and the pre-systemic metabolism. Okay, one is after drug enter into the secretion, and one is before the drug reaches the systemic secretion. Okay, just this, only one difference. Others is the same organ, the same cellular site, and the same consequence, all is the same, just the time is different. Okay, this is systemic and pre-systemic metabolism. Next one, the consequence. It also have two types. One we call the phase 1 metabolism, and compared to that is phase 2 metabolism. Okay, we can see the difference between them. Phase 1 is non-synthetic, and phase 2 is synthetic. Yeah, phase 1 cannot add any other active group. And phase 2, yes, the body add some group to the chemical of the drug. Okay, we see it clearly. This is a period. In most cases, the drug will process the phase 1, after that phase 2. But for some drug, it cannot metabolize, because this drug is water soluble, so it no need process the metabolism. This drug can enter into the kidney directly, cannot rely on metabolism. Okay, see it very clearly. To see next one. Yeah, we go on to talk about the phase 2 and phase 1. Phase 2 and phase 1. You can see here. Yeah, phase 1, all the enzyme induced reaction is the degradation. As it means the prototype drug, its chemical will be changed after phase 1, because this is a degradation reaction. And many phase 1 is a microsome reaction. Now let's see the type of phase 1 reaction. It has several metabolism, like the oxidation, reduction, hydrolysis, cyclization, and decyclization. All this reaction will induce the change of chemicals. Yeah, the change of the drug's chemicals, like this one. So you can see, after phase 1 metabolism, the structure of drug will change. Yeah, not the prototype. It can change to the metabolite. And I have given you some examples. Yeah, oxidation refers to several drugs like the phenytoin and phenobarbital, and reduction like the chlorphenicol and the warfarin, like this one. Okay, this is phase 1 metabolism. Yeah, our body have do something to change the drug's chemicals in the phase 1 metabolism. Okay, next one, phase 2. Phase 2. Phase 2 metabolism means our body will add some group to the chemicals, not destroy the chemicals. Yeah, add some group. So this is synthetic metabolism. You can see that. And it can happen in very large of organelle in the cell, not only the microsome, not like the phase 1 metabolism. And after phase 2, the major purpose is increase the water solubility of drug. Yeah, increase that because our body adds some water soluble group to the chemicals, so will increase the water solubility of drug. Yeah, you can see this. Donor endogenous substrate, and it also have several examples for the phase 2 metabolism. Yeah, and the most important, I have colored right. Glucuronoside conjugation. Yeah, glucuronoside conjugation. It will add the glucuronoside group. Others like the acetylation and methylation and sulfate conjunction like this one. You just want to know the phase 2 metabolism is not destroy the chemical of drug, is adding some group to the drug. That's enough. Okay, and the figure will show a drug experiment metabolite totally, include the phase 1 metabolism and the phase 2 metabolism. You can see this one. Yeah, phase 1, the drug, the chemicals change, and after phase 2, it will add some water soluble group to increase the water solubility. Okay, next one. Let's understand some difference between the phase 1 and phase 2. The most important is the first comparison. Phase 1 metabolism is non-synthetic. This is degraded. Yeah, degradation of group. And phase 2 metabolism is synthetic. Yeah, after the phase 2 metabolism, some drug will get actually water soluble group. So this is synthetic. And phase 2 is catabolic, and phase 2 is anabolic. And also their difference is about the reaction type and different purpose. Okay, let's see this one. Phase 1 is deficient in the elderly. So elderly's metabolism will decrease, especially the phase 1 metabolism. And phase 2 is deficient in the newborn. So the newborn's metabolism is also weak than the adult, but especially in the phase 2 reaction, phase 2 metabolism. So you can see different. Both the elderly and the newborn have weak metabolism, but different is elderly lose much more about the phase 1 reaction, and the newborn is weak in the phase 2 metabolism. The last difference, phase 2 is non-specific enzyme system, non-specific. And compared to it, phase 2 metabolism is specific enzyme specific. Okay, this is about their difference. I have do some conclusion to you. You can see the slide to understand it. Okay, once again, phase 1, non-synthetic. This is degradation reaction, and will be deficient in the elderly. And this is non-specific enzyme system. Phase 2, this is synthetic reaction, and most deficient in the newborn. And its advantage that phase 2 reaction rely on the specific enzyme system. Yes, specific. Okay, this is about the difference between phase 2 metabolism and phase 1 metabolism. Next one, exception. Like some drugs will first experience phase 2 metabolism and then undergoes the phase 1 metabolism. And some drugs will become more active after the phase 2 reaction. And the last one, the drugs are less water soluble after phase 2 reaction. So what I said to you, just the common character, not the exception. Okay, next one, let's see the two type depend on cellular site. You can see in the cell, in the inside of cell, it has several organelles in charge of metabolism. And the most important is we call it microsome. This microsome enzyme system is located on the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, this is major one. And others like in the cytoplasm and the mitochondrion. These two parts also have some enzyme and will do some reaction to the to the metabolism. So I want you just to understand what is microsomes. Okay, let's do some comparison between the microsome and the non-microsomes metabolism. You can see microsome just exist in some specific organ, and a non-microsome not. Many organs have this mechanism of metabolism, and the microsome have phase 1 and phase 2 type reaction that like the non-microsome, but non-microsome maybe just have a narrow, I think, narrow phase 1 and phase 2 reaction. And the 2 microsome metabolism, it can be changed, can be inducible. And the non-microsome system have no inducible reaction. Okay, this is about their difference. Next, see some examples. For microsome metabolism, it mostly present in the endoreticule and also have phase 2 and phase 1 reaction. It can be inducible. Do you know what the means of inducible? Inducible means the drug can increase the activity of microsome. Yeah, you know it, what called inducible. And have no genetic polymorphism. Yeah, this is microsome have no genetic polymorphism. Okay, next, let's see one common isoenzyme produced. This is CYP3A4. Okay, your textbook have told you what means of CYP. What means of CYP? Yeah, you can see this. Let's see. It means the cytochrome P, and the 450 CYP, because this is a group of enzymes that exist in the microsome site, and will have a good absorption in the 450 AM. Yeah, have a good reaction. So we call it then CYP 450. You must understand this is not one enzyme. It's a large amount of enzyme. Yeah, a large amount of enzyme to in charge of the metabolism. Okay, you can see some different actor on the CYP3A4. Yeah, some inhibit the activity. Some will be the substance of CYP3A4, and some will increase its activity. Okay, next, see the non-microsome. Yeah, and this system can be found in the cytoplasma, mitochondria, and some tissue in the plasma. This non-microsome will show genetic polymorphism. Yeah, so you can use some maybe some inducer to act on the non-microsome system. Oh, I'm so sorry. This non-microsome cannot be induced. It just shows the genetic polymorphism. It means different people have different ability of metabolism. Okay, next one. Let's see the enzyme activity change. Okay, I have 10 minutes. 10 minutes break, because this is very hard. I want to talk to you next class. Okay, 10 minutes break. Hello, let's come back. Come back to go home. Come back. Yeah, come back. We will stop here. The enzyme activity change. Okay, see, here I have two types about the enzyme activity change. One is induction, another one the opposite, that is inhibition. Yeah, enzyme induction and enzyme inhibition. First, let's see it. Enzyme induction means repeated administration of certain drugs will increase the synthesis of microenzyme. So the certain drugs we called what? We called enzyme inducer. Enzyme inducer. Yeah, this is a drug that increase the synthesis of microsome enzyme, then will enhance the function of enzyme. Okay, you can see some important enzyme inducer, that is like the rampifin and like the phenytoin and the barbital. Like this one can enhance the function of enzyme. We call them enzyme inducer. And this action, what action? That increase the synthesis of microenzyme or enhance the function of enzyme. We call it the enzyme induction. Okay, you can see the clinical importance of enzyme induction. In most cases, after the enzyme induction, the substrate's duration will decrease the intensity of duration of drug, because for majority of drugs, after metabolism, the prodrug's activity will decrease. The metabolite activity will decrease. So this is for majority of drug. Of course, other consequences is also happened, like increase the drug tolerance and increase the drug toxicity and the induction of some disease. But the majority is here. Intensity or duration of drug will decrease. Okay, and here maybe it will be a little difficult to understand. I will explain that clearly. Here, for this phenomenon, enzyme induction, it will refer to three objectives. Okay, let's review. What's three? First one, the inducer. And the second one, enzyme. And the last one, substrate. Maybe the substrate of enzyme. Okay, three objectives. And what happened when we use inducer? You can see here. After the application of inducer, it will increase the activity of enzyme, increase the function of enzyme, because it will increase the synthesis of enzyme. And we know what's the function of enzyme. Its one function will metabolize the substrate. So when the function of enzyme increase, it means the metabolism to substrate will increase. And I have told you, for majority of drug, majority of substrate, after metabolism, what happened about the activity? Yeah, I have told you, will decrease. So increase their metabolisms, the activity of the substrate will decrease more quickly. It means its intensity and its duration in the body, duration of drug in the body will decrease. Okay, now, do you have any question about the enzyme induction, about its action, its influence on the substrate's metabolism? Do you understand about that? Any question? Clear? Students, come back. To my speaking. Do you clear about that? Because here it refers to three objectives. Okay, very good. Let's go. This is just one phenomenon for the enzyme activity change. And the opposite is what? Yeah, is enzyme inhibition. Okay, enzyme inhibition. Yeah, because it's the opposite reaction. So what means the enzyme inhibition? It means administration of drugs will inhibit function of enzyme. Inhibit. Yeah. If enhance is the induction, and inhibit is inhibition. Of course, that a drug that can inhibit the function of enzyme, we call what? We call enzyme inhibitor. Yeah, that means a drug that can inhibit the enzyme's function, we call enzyme inhibitor. And when we compare the enzyme induction and enzyme inhibition, we find enzyme induction is slower and enzyme inhibition is quicker because inhibition just inhibits its function, not refers to the synthesis. And induction refers to synthesis. We know refers to synthesis. The certain protein will cross a long period. So enzyme inhibition is quicker, is faster than enzyme induction. Okay, let's see some important enzyme inhibitor, like the cimetidine and like the chlorine phenyl and erythromycin, yeah, and cephalosporin. Okay, next, see the clinical importance. I think if you understand the enzyme induction, its clinical importance, you can understand very well. Oh, sorry. About the enzyme inhibition. You can do it yourself. I think you can do it, but I will explain it together to make you have a deep impression. Okay, you can see here. It also has three objectives. One is inhibitor, and next one is enzyme, and next one is substrate. When we use the enzyme inhibitor, it will decrease its function and then decrease the metabolism of substrate by this specific enzyme. And because majority of drug will their activity will decrease, so this inhibitor will slow down the metabolism of substrate. So will increase the intensity or duration of substrate. Okay, this is consequence clinical implications about the enzyme inhibition. And this figure is also shows these two phenomena. One is induction, and one is inhibition. And you can see this one, after induction, the metabolism rate of substrate will increase, and become quicker. Its metabolism become quicker. And after inhibition, the metabolism of substrate will decrease, and its duration will increase. Okay. Next one, let's think about a question. Here, I have give you the question. You can think about it. We use drug A. And by 2 ways. First one, alone. Alone. Only drug A. And the second one, we use drug B. Okay, I have told you in previous speaking, and you need to think about it to check up your study is okay or not okay. Situation, use drug A alone, and use drug A combined with drug B with enzyme inducer. What will happen? What will change about the activity of drug A? About the intensity or duration of drug A. Okay, let's do it together. I said I think several times to explain that. Okay, do it again. Compared to the single drug use, we use an inducer. And then the inducer will increase the function of enzyme, and then will increase the metabolism of drug A. So, because in most cases, drug A will lose its activity after metabolism, so this action will decrease the intensity or the duration of drug A in the body. So we'll get a low activity of drug A compared to a single use. Once again, compared to single use, activity of drug A compared to drug B will decrease, and its duration of drug A will decrease too. Okay, I think you know it very clear. Next, let's see some factors about the affecting drug metabolism, like the age. I have said to you, especially act on the age factor act on the phase 1 and phase 2 reaction, because the newborn has lose the phase 2 reaction,
And phase 1 is deficient in the elderly. So they have a different weak ability about the metabolism. Yeah, the age factors. And next one, the delta factors. Yeah, like some protein deficiency will impair drug metabolism. Protein. This is material of synthesis of protein in the body. And some protein-rich food will enhance metabolism. Yeah, others like some juice will cause a prolongation of effect. Okay, next, like some disease, especially what disease? Here, hepatic disease. Because liver, this is just the organ that synthesizes the proteins. So we know the enzyme, the proteins. And if you suffer the hepatic disease, it will decrease the synthesis of protein and decrease the synthesis of enzyme and decrease the metabolism. Okay, and genetic factors, especially in the phase 2. Yeah, phase 2 metabolism. With different people, different genetic will have different metabolism. Yeah, some is faster and some is slower. Okay, now let's see this question. The addition of glycolic acid to a drug will do what? You can choose the 4 choice. Which one is correct? Okay, think about it. First, glycolic acid. What type of this metabolism? Phase 1 or phase 2? Yeah, I think first you should evaluate this is phase 2 or phase 1 reaction. Student, do your choice. Yeah, first I tell you, you must understand this is phase 1 or phase 2 reaction. Hello? Nobody reply. Oh, only one reply. Others? The choice, which is the correct choice? Okay, let's see it together. Firstly, we need to understand the add a glycolic acid. This is phase 2. Phase 2 reaction. So C must run. Okay, let's see some characters of phase 2. Phase 2 is a conjunction reaction. And after phase 2, because here add some water soluble group. So the result after phase 2 is increase the water solubility of drug. And be prepared for the next process, the excretion. So the correct answer is A. Increase the water solubility of this drug. Okay, let's see the B. Lead to activation. No, this is phase 2, not phase 1. And even phase 1, that is wrong, because for majority of drug, after the phase 1 reaction, its activity will decrease. So this is also wrong. D. Occurs at the same rate in adult and newborn. This is phase 2. I have said it to you. Phase 2 reaction is deficient in the newborn. So this is wrong. Okay, so the choice is A. Okay, now let's see the